The void of space stretched endlessly, silent except for the distant hum of stars and the faint crackle of energy shields from fleets scattered across the Orion expanse. War had raged for decades, a brutal ballet of destruction between the coalition of sentient worlds and the merciless Dominion, whose ambition to dominate the galaxy left nothing but ruin in its wake. Entire star systems had fallen, their inhabitants scattered or annihilated, and both sides were exhausted, locked in a stalemate that seemed destined to last forever. But then it appeared, a warship unlike any the galaxy had ever known. Its hull shimmered with adaptive alloys that refracted starlight. Its engines generated a gravitational wake that defied conventional physics, and its weaponry could alter molecular structures mid-target, making conventional defense nearly useless. Scientists across multiple species scrambled to understand it, theorizing that such technology shouldn't exist for another millennium, if ever. And yet it existed. Humans had built it. The vessel, named Odyssey Prime, was a culmination of decades of innovation, risk-taking, and defiance of both natural law and alien expectations. Designed by engineers who ignored bureaucratic constraints and imagined possibilities beyond what alien science considered plausible, the ship embodied humanity's audacity. Captain Mara Quinn, chosen not only for her skill but for her audacious vision, stood on the bridge, scanning the battlefield. Enemy fleets, numbering in the hundreds, advanced with confidence, unaware that the rules of engagement had changed. Mara's crew was a mix of humans and alien allies, each trained to exploit the vessel's unique capabilities. The Dominion's flagship opened fire, plasma cannons scorching the vacuum of space, but the Odyssey Prime responded before the first strike reached them. Its shields bent and rechanneled energy, redirecting plasma into the void and returning fragments toward enemy vessels with calculated precision. Maneuvers impossible for conventional ships, sharp angular flips, gravity-assisted turns, instantaneous accelerations, became routine, leaving adversaries scrambling in disbelief. Mara's voice, calm yet commanding, carried over the intercom. Prepare for Vector Delta 7. Deploy phase disruptors. Target their command ship. Let them see what happens when humans refuse to play by the rules. The Dominion fleet hesitated, their officers exchanging frantic signals. No fleet in recorded history had ever countered their strategies with such unpredictability. The Odyssey Prime moved not as a single vessel, but as a force, coordinating attacks across multiple dimensions of space, turning defense into offense with fluidity that seemed alive. Alien admirals watched in awe as ships that had once been considered indestructible were outmaneuvered and neutralized, their own advanced weapons repurposed against them through hacking and energy manipulation. Yet it wasn't merely the technology that made humans unstoppable. It was their courage, their creativity, and their refusal to accept impossibility. Mara herself led boarding operations from orbit, her team infiltrating enemy vessels and sabotaging systems with speed and precision no alien species had ever demonstrated. News of the Odyssey Prime spread like wildfire. Entire civilizations whispered tales of the human warship that should not exist, and its captain, who turned certain defeat into stunning victory. Planets once occupied by the Dominion were liberated with minimal casualties, as humans preferred to disable rather than destroy, preserving life even in the midst of war. By the climactic Battle of Seriphus, the Dominion had realized that no conventional tactic could counter the Odyssey Prime. Mara executed a maneuver so audacious that entire fleets were rerouted, their formations collapsing in confusion. With the press of a single command, the ship deployed autonomous drone squadrons, each capable of self-directed precision strikes that dismantled capital ships while coordinating with Mara's fleet in real time. When the battle concluded, the Dominion's forces were in retreat, their technology and tactics rendered obsolete by human ingenuity. The galaxy, long accustomed to the slow, predictable evolution of warfare, had been forced to adapt overnight. Mara stood on the bridge of the Odyssey Prime, gazing out at the vastness of space. The ship, a marvel of impossible engineering, had proven more than a tool of war. It was a symbol that humans, though young in a cosmic timeline, could leap decades ahead with vision, daring, and determination. Across star systems, leaders and civilians alike realized that humanity was no longer just another species. It was a catalyst for change, an unpredictable force capable of reshaping the future of the galaxy itself. And as Mara whispered to her crew, we didn't just build a ship, we built a statement. Let the universe remember this. When humans act, impossibility becomes irrelevant. The stars seem to shine a little brighter, as if bearing witness to a species that refused to be constrained, a species that dared to invent the future. Yendi,